Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Santosh Kumar Anandakrishnan. I'm one of the Azure MEP. I've been in Azure MEP program for last 4 years, and my specialization and category is mainly on networking, security, and cloud security. And I just started this YouTube channel recently. I just want to explore what I've been trying in my labs and stuff, and just want to promote Azure and help people to get into the more cloud security with this stuff. This just gives you what I am currently and what I'm doing at the moment. I'm basically based out in Melbourne, basically from India in the background, and I have my own blogging where you can just go and just get my latest updates and stuff. That's me. In today's blog, I'll be speaking more about Azure stuff with specifically on security side. This will be more of different of our cloud. Let's kickstart into the session now. So before I go into the demo session and just explain what it is, I just want to give you some information about what is Microsoft Defender for Cloud. People would have been remember Azure Security Center in the olden days, probably 4 or 5 years ago, who started with Azure a little earlier. They might have got this name. Yes, Azure Security Center has got renamed into Microsoft Defender for Cloud now, which the name branding helps to better reflect its expanded capabilities and supporting the protecting cloud. Just not only Azure, it is just beyond the Azure now. It's like multi-cloud. It can be AWS, it can be GCP, or it can be your on-prem private cloud data center. So that's what it is. And Defender for Cloud is a CNAPP. We call it as a cloud native application protection platform, which is an unified security solution, which has three components mainly. One is a posture management, which just checks and improves and gives the resources information about this resource has some recommendation. You can just uplift the security score and stuff. And second thing is DevSecOps manages the code level, security level for security access and recommendation and reviews. The third one is the cloud workload protection, which helps to defend your workload like virtual machines, containers, storage, database, or key vault, anything from the cloud. So these are three components within the different of our cloud. And the another major update in Defender for Cloud is like now the Defender for Cloud is available in the Defender or the security portal. As you know, the Azure portal is separate, and there's a security portal where the security team or the SOC team can manage their level of limitation and limitation with security for the cloud is separate. So now the Defender for Cloud portal can be accessed in the both Azure portal and the Defender portal. That's one of the biggest changes, as it is a slowly stepping into this process, and it is not getting replaced in Azure portal. It is just expanded in the Defender portal. That's an expansion, it's happening, so the features can be viewed in the two different portals based on the workload. So look at here, what is CNAPP? It just gives you the CSPM, the cloud security posture management, which comes with the foundational as a free, and there is an advanced paid version which gets you to access of more like the storage for VM or app service, all the past services which is comes as part of the Azure. It just gets expanded to that level now. Okay, let's quickly get into the portal and just see how it works out. This is my Azure portal. I'm just going into the Azure Defender for Cloud now, Microsoft Defender for Cloud. It just gives you the first dashboard, just information gives about what is my subscription, what is my resources overall, how it's been affected, what is my recommendation, what is my critical thing, resources or anything. It just gives you all the detailed information here. To kickstart with this, Defender for Cloud is free by default. As you have a subscription, Defender for Cloud has been created. In the first 30 days has been free. After that, the cost pricing cycle starts out actually. So to do that, what we do is go to the management, go to the environment settings, and click on the environment settings. It takes you the page here where it just gives you what are the environments has been using, what are the cloud accounts like. Do I have an Azure? Do I have an AWS? Do I have a GCP? I can even connect my GitHub or Azure DevOps or even my GitLab or Docker. So we can able to do like this here actually. Azure is by default on the tenant level. It just comes into your tenant by default as soon as you have subscriptions created. For anything you want to create an AWS account here, then you just name the AWS um, connector. Then you can just give like something like AWS ARG account, or even if you want to manage a single account, it's up to you. You can do the either way. Which region, what is the subscription level, what's the resource group? Just create a resource group within where you want to just put a placeholder here, and you just need to give the security ID. Then you just go and create it, and you can enable the plans as required. So that's the same for any other GCP or AWS or Azure DevOps. I'll explain my setup here. This is my Azure Tenant root subscription, or you can, if someone is from AWS, you can just call it as a root account. Then I have my Azure subscription here, and I have my resources here, which has been enabled. You can see all my 15 plans has been enabled on this my subscription. I can go and edit the settings, which gets you what are the multiple different plan has been available and what has been enabled. As I mentioned earlier, the foundational CSPM is a free. The first 30 days is free, just been there for there. And if you want to upgrade, then you have to upgrade for different CSPM, which is like $5 per resource. So if I go and click on here, it just gets you the details of what other things has been enabled, and that actually you can look like API security posture manager is on, serverless protection is on, serverless containers is off. Actually, if I want to turn it on, I can just go and turn it on here. Everything is on here for the virtual machines, and I can save and continue and come here on the cloud workload protection. So you remember the different of a cloud has three different core component. One is cloud security posture management. The second one is cloud workload protection, and third one is DevSecOps. DevSecOps is I don't have enabled it here, so just two components as part of the screen. If I look at here, the servers, different of a service plan, which has been enabled, app services enabled, database, and you can see it, everything has been enabled like here, all the plans. So each plan you have to make sure there is a cost involved, and for servers, just an example, $15 per server and per month. If I have 100 servers, it is into 100 times. So this is here it is, and you can just click and save the configuration what I enabled now. The next thing is, on top of this, other thing is what we enabled here is just for one single subscription. So if you want to do this across your production setup, the best practice to do it is via like an Azure policy. There is an Azure policy which can enable these different settings across your new subscription has been created within the tenant. So the best practice to do it on the policy via infrastructure as code, so that it doesn't miss out when a new subscription comes into place and within the tenant, and we have that different of a cloud has been enabled. So far we have seen what is different of a cloud and how do we enable it actually. So I'll just show you the Azure policies so that you can just have a look, and if you want to configure it across your in your production configuration, then you can just go and enable that. um, the next thing I want to show you now is the Azure policies. I'll just quickly go to policies and show you which can be enabled. Sorry, before that, I'll just do a security policies here. Like from the cybersecurity lens, if I want to make sure my cloud resources or the workload is being enabled or audited across my security or a regulatory compliances like NIST framework, or you want to do against a CIS control, or you want to against foreign someone from Australia, New Zealand, like if you want to do against ISM protected, then you can just go and enable this specific standards for your subscription. Say for example, if I want to enable this sys Azure functions, then I can enable it. It is currently enabled on the subscription. I want to show you difference here. This is per subscription I enabled it. If you look at this one, it is enabled on the management group, so I can't go and turn it off now. So that's a level of protection you can do it. If I turn it off here, it just goes and turn it off for that specific subscription. But if I turn it on in the management group, someone has access on subscription level cannot be turn it off. So you can enable it on the management group. That's a best practice, so that the policies and the standard regulatory compliances has been pushed from the top to the down. So it's not opposite, and someone cannot override that actually. Okay, And the next thing is probably how to enable your email notification. If you want to notify the high priority alerts, then you can just probably need to add your email address, like what I'm doing now. It just gets you that actually. So that's how it is. This is the basic setup currently. Uh, as I mentioned, this is just to give you an information about the Microsoft Defender for Cloud, how to it's enabled, and what are the configurations it's in. So probably in the multiple or couple of more videos, I'll explain about the latest features like the Defender for Cloud has been taken into Defender portal. Thank you for watching it. Um, we'll see you in the next video.